Long ago, in a land shrouded in eternal twilight known as the Vale of Gloaming, magic was not a rare gift, but a common thread woven into the fabric of daily life. The sky was a swirling tapestry of deep purples and midnight blues, and stars shimmered like countless diamonds scattered across a velvety backdrop. Here, the moon never set, bathing the land in an unceasing silvery glow. Lush forests and winding rivers crisscrossed the terrain, and the inhabitants of the Vale thrived under the gentle, mystical light. The Vale was a place of balance, where mortals, fae, and mystical beings coexisted in an uneasy but enduring truce. At the center of this balance stood the great city of Elderspire, where powerful wizards and sorcerers honed their craft, keeping the ancient equilibrium between light and shadow intact. Among these mags was a gifted sorcerer named Osriel, whose thirst for knowledge was insatiable. While others contented themselves with mastering spells and enchantments, Osriel sought the deeper truths of magic, the hidden secrets that lay beneath the surface of the known world. He scoured ancient tomes and traveled to forbidden lands in search of forgotten lore, always striving to push the boundaries of his power. However, Osriel's ambition would soon prove to be his undoing. He stumbled upon an ancient and forbidden grimoire known as the Black Codex, which contained rituals that promised unimaginable power. But such power came at a cost. To wield it, one had to sell their soul to the abyss, a realm of darkness and despair ruled by malicious entities hungry for the souls of the ambitious and the foolish. Osriel, blinded by his desire for greatness, performed the unholy ritual, binding his soul to the abyss in exchange for knowledge and power far beyond that of any mortal. From that moment, he was no longer just a sorcerer, he had become a warlock, a servant of the abyss with powers that defied the natural order. With his newfound abilities, Osriel's influence grew, and so did the darkness within him. Elderspire, once a beacon of magic and wisdom, slowly fell under his shadow, as the Vale of Gloaming itself began to warp and decay under the weight of his dark magic. Our story turns to a young apprentice named Ilara, a bright and promising mage from a small village on the outskirts of the Vale. Ilara was known for her talent in elemental magic and her deep empathy for the creatures of the Vale. Her days were spent studying spells, gathering herbs, and healing the sick. She had a gentle heart and a sharp mind, always eager to learn more about the world around her. Ilara was driven by a fierce sense of justice and a desire to protect the Vale's fragile balance. Though kind and gentle, she harbored a fire within her, a resolve to stand up against wrongs and fight for what was right. Her inquisitiveness often led her into places others dared not tread, and her courage was tempered by a deep-seated fear of failure. She was haunted by dreams of a dark figure looming over the Vale, its shadow creeping ever closer. Ilara's life took a dramatic turn when she encountered a wounded creature in the depths of the enchanted forest. It was a shadow wolf, a being of pure darkness, driven mad by the influence of the Warlock's magic. Despite its monstrous appearance, Ilara saw the pain in its eyes and chose to help it. In nursing the creature back to health, she discovered that it was not evil by nature but corrupted by a powerful spell cast by Osriel. The encounter awakened something within Ilara, a realization that the corruption of the Vale was not just a distant threat but a tangible force affecting all living things. Determined to put an end to the Warlock's reign of darkness, Ilara left her village, vowing to confront Osriel and restore the balance he had shattered. Ilara's journey was fraught with peril. She traversed the twisted paths of the enchanted forest, crossed the murky waters of the mistwood swamps, and climbed the jagged cliffs of the cursed highlands. Each step brought her closer to Elderspire, but also deeper into the heart of Osriel's domain. The once vibrant land was now marred by decay and shadow, the sky perpetually clouded by a thick, unnatural fog. Along the way, Ilara faced monstrous creatures, twisted by dark magic, each encounter testing her courage and resolve. Yet, it was not just the physical dangers that challenged her. The whispers of the abyss haunted her dreams, tempting her with promises of power if only she would abandon her quest. During her journey, Ilara found guidance from unexpected sources. She met Thala, an enigmatic Fey prince exiled from his realm for defying his queen. Thala, with his mastery of illusion magic, became an invaluable mentor, teaching Ilara how to bend reality to her will and resist the Warlock's dark influence. He was playful and mischievous, yet behind his carefree facade, he carried the weight of his own tragic past. Another ally emerged in the form of Corin, a grizzled warrior whose family had been slaughtered by Osriel's minions. Corin's strength and battle-hardened wisdom were crucial to Ilara's survival. Though bitter and scarred, he saw in Ilara the hope he had long since abandoned. Together, they formed an unlikely trio, bound by a common purpose and their shared losses. Under Thala's tutelage, Ilara learned to wield magic in ways she had never imagined. She discovered the power of illusion, casting spells that could deceive the senses and turn the tide of battle. She also unlocked her own latent abilities, connecting deeply with the elements and drawing strength from the very essence of the Vale. With each step, she grew stronger, not just in magic but in spirit, becoming a beacon of hope in the darkness. As Ilara and her companions neared Elderspire, they were ambushed by a terrifying creature, a Dracashade, a dragon-like beast twisted by Osriel's dark magic. It was a creature of nightmare, its scales as black as coal, eyes burning with malevolent fire. The Dracashade was no ordinary adversary, it was a guardian of the Warlock citadel, bound by blood and magic to defend its master. The battle with the Dracashade was fierce and relentless. Ilara's spells crackled through the air, and Corin's sword clashed against impenetrable scales, but the beast's power was overwhelming. Thala's illusions kept them alive, but it was clear they were outmatched. In a desperate bid, Ilara tapped into a deeper reservoir of power, summoning a storm of lightning that finally brought the creature to its knees. Though victorious, the cost was high. Corin was gravely injured, and Ilara's own magic was nearly depleted. This confrontation marked a turning point for Ilara. She realized that brute strength alone would not be enough to defeat Osriel. The Dracashade's attack was not just a test of her magical prowess, but of her resolve and leadership. As she watched Corin fight for his life, Ilara was forced to confront her own fears of loss and failure. She vowed not to let her companion's sacrifices be in vain, and steeled herself for the final battle ahead. After the battle with the Dracashade, Ilara and her allies knew they had little time to prepare. They fortified themselves with every spell and resource they could muster, gathering the last of the ancient artifacts that could help resist Osriel's magic. Ilara crafted protective wards and enchanted their weapons, knowing that every advantage would be needed. The final confrontation took place in the heart of Elderspire, within the grand hall of the Obsidian Tower, a place steeped in dark magic and malevolence. Osriel awaited them, cloaked in shadows, his presence suffocating the room with an aura of dread. He taunted Ilara, mocking her efforts and warning her of the futility of resisting the abyss. The battle was a cataclysmic clash of forces. Osriel unleashed the full extent of his warlock powers, bending reality to his will and summoning creatures from the abyss to fight at his side. Ilara, Thala, and Corin fought with every ounce of strength they had, but Osriel's magic was overwhelming, his mastery of the dark arts unmatched. In the heat of battle, Osriel attempted to corrupt Ilara, offering her a place by his side in exchange for surrender. He revealed the full scope of his power, showing her visions of the world she could create with him, free of suffering, pain, and loss. For a moment, Ilara wavered, tempted by the vision of a perfect world. But then she remembered the faces of those she had lost, the sacrifices made by her friends, and the corrupt nature of Osriel's promises. Elara drew upon the deepest parts of her soul, invoking the ancient magic of the Vale itself. She channeled the combined energies of earth, water, air, and fire, creating a spell so pure and powerful that it severed Osriel's connection to the abyss. In that moment of weakness, Thalar's illusions and Corin's blade found their mark, striking the Warlock down. With Osriel's defeat, the dark hold over Elderspire was broken. The skies cleared, and the unnatural fog lifted, revealing a land that could begin to heal. The creatures corrupted by Osriel's magic were freed, and the twisted landscape slowly began to return to its former beauty. Elderspire, once a city of dread, could now rebuild as a place of learning and light. Elara emerged from the battle not just as a victor but as a true guardian of the Vale. She understood that her greatest strength was not just in her magic but in her compassion, her courage, and her refusal to give in to darkness. The journey had tested her in every way, and she had grown from a hopeful apprentice into a powerful and wise leader. Though Osriel was gone, the echoes of his dark deeds lingered. The Black Codex was hidden away, sealed where no one could find it. Elderspire's Council of Mags vowed to protect the Vale's balance and to never again allow one of their own to fall so far. Elara, Thalar, and Corin, though forever marked by their experiences, continued to serve as protectors of the Vale, ensuring that the darkness would never return. Elara's legacy lived on in the stories told by the people of the Vale. Statues were erected in her honor, and songs were sung of her bravery and her triumph over the Warlock. She became a symbol of hope and resilience, her tale passed down through generations as a reminder that even in the darkest times, light can prevail. As Elara, Thalar, and Corin stood at the edge of the restored Vale, they knew their journey was far from over. The world was vast, and new challenges awaited. They had defeated one great evil, but the shadows still lurked in forgotten corners of the land. Their bond, forged in fire and battle, would guide them as they continued to protect the Vale and explore the unknown. The legend of the Warlock Osriel served as a warning, but also as a testament to the enduring spirit of those who dared to stand against the darkness. Elara's journey was only one of many, and the Vale of Gloaming remained a land of magic, mystery, and endless possibilities. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel to always stay with us. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. And remember your history. Who knows what might be a legend and what not?